1. Whose shoulders do you stand on? And 2. What do you stand for? These are two questions that I always begin my poetry workshops with students because at times, poetry can seem like this dead art form for old white men who just seem like they were born to be old, like, Benjamin Button or something. A great teacher who is full of excitement and love for her students can make all the difference in their lives. I was extremely honored and privileged to have had the opportunity to visit Oxford University. It was a great experience to share personal anecdotes from my career and my journey and to indulge in a fun interactive session with the students there. Education is not to reform students or amuse them or to make them expert technicians. It is to unsettle their minds, widen their horizons, inflame their intellects, teach them to think straight, if possible. You can't have a sustainable U.S. economy without a great education system. Teach students to do the job right. You don't have an innovative economy unless you have a great education. Vocational education programs have made a real difference in the lives of countless young people nationwide. They build self-confidence and leadership skills by allowing students to utilize their unique gifts and talents. NASA has been one of the most successful public investments in motivating students to do well and achieve all they can achieve. It's sad that we are turning the program in a direction where it will reduce the amount of motivation and stimulation it provides to young people. Early childhood education remains one of the strongest investments we can make in the long-term success of our students and the long-term economic strength of our communities. Economists who have studied the relationship between education and economic growth confirm what common sense suggests: the number of college degrees is not nearly as important as how well students develop cognitive skills, such as critical thinking and problem-solving ability. I got booed off the stage one time. This was in a university in Florida. The students didn't know that I had to come back out 6 more times, because I was hosting the show. They just thought that I was a comedian opening the show. In an effort to create a culture within my classroom where students feel safe sharing the intimacies of their own silences, I have 4 core principles posted on the board that sits in the front of my class, which every student signs at the beginning of the year: read critically, write consciously, speak clearly, tell your truth. When our thousands of Chinese students abroad return home, you will see how China will transform itself. The best students come from homes where education is revered, where there are books, and children see their parents reading them. Leo Buscaglia. My students often ask me, what is sociology? And I tell them, it's the study of the way in which human beings are shaped by things that they don't see. Students achieving oneness will move on to two-ness. Woody Allen. Harvard takes perfectly good plums as students, and turns them into prunes. Frank Lloyd Wright. It is generally believed that it is the students who derive benefit by working under the guidance of a professor. In reality, the professor benefits equally by his association with gifted students working under him. Do we not realize that self-respect comes with self-reliance? Education is the key to success in life, and teachers make a lasting impact in the lives of their students. One of the very important characteristics of a student is to question. Let the students ask questions. An institution of higher education is a partnership among students and alumni, faculty and administrators, donors and trustees, neighborhoods and more, to build a community, and a culture. Good teachers know how to bring out the best in students. To those of you who received honors, awards and distinctions, I say well done. And to the C students, I say you, too, can be President of the United States. Education is a shared commitment between dedicated teachers, motivated students and enthusiastic parents with high expectations. Any institution's alumni are key to its growth. We are focused on giving a global experience to our students. A graduation ceremony is an event where the commencement speaker tells thousands of students dressed in identical caps and gowns that individuality is the key to success. True teachers use themselves as bridges over which they invite their students to cross, then, having facilitated their crossing, joyfully collapse, encouraging them to create bridges of their own. Education must lead us from the irresponsible opinion to true responsible judgment. It must lead us from chance and arbitrariness to rational clarity and intellectual order. Therefore, let us guide our students over the road of discipline from materials, through function, to creative work. I tell students that the opportunities I had were a result of having a good educational background. Education is what allows you to stand out. I am often amazed at how much more capability and enthusiasm for science there is among elementary school youngsters than among college students. By providing every student with a quality education, and the materials they need for class and to do their homework, we can help students from all backgrounds learn and thrive. To avoid being mistaken for a sellout, I chose my friends carefully. The more politically active black students. The foreign students. The Chicanos. The Marxist professors and structural feminists and punk rock performance poets. Digital technology has several features that can make it much easier for teachers to pay special attention to all their students. In education, technology can be a life changer, a game changer, for kids who are both in school and out of school. Technology can bring textbooks to life. The internet can connect students to their peers in other parts of the world. It can bridge the quality gaps. No Child Left Behind requires states and school districts to ensure that all students are learning and are reaching their highest potential. Special education students should not be left out of these accountability mechanisms. Every day seems to bring news about another for-profit college scam. Hundreds of thousands of students have been deceived, misled, and harassed into enrolling at these schools where they end up with a mountain of debt and a worthless degree. Commencement speeches were invented largely in the belief that outgoing college students should never be released into the world until they have been properly sedated.